thank you for listening to Divine Intervention.
How may I take your order?
How may I take your order? This is an actual play podcast where we will pick and choose which rules are cool.
Yep. And the person who gets to say that is me.
We prefer story over rules.
That's right. So please do not use us in any arguments to make your friends think that you're right. You are wrong.
Is there any right way to play Dungeons and Dragons? As long as you're having fun, I don't think it matters.
According to rule lawyers, but
we don't have any of those.
Exactly. We're so lucky.
Also, we're statistically
unlikely,
as there's only 2 guys in our group.
Yes, this is a girl-centered group.
8 people. There's
8
only
people,
2
2
guys.
boys. Yeah. Ha ha ha.
Good job, us.
Suffer, CJ, in the corner.
Hello.
How do you want to start it?
Well, let's get into the Pantheon.
Yeah, these are things that you should probably know before actually listening to this actual first episode. So this campaign is a continuation of a campaign we just finished up after about 1.5 years. When we started the original campaign, I was the DM, and I allowed our cleric and our paladin to pick whatever gods they wanted, and then built my pantheon around those ones. Don't do this, please. It would have been way easier to just give them a pantheon and have them pick. But no. This is... Well, it turned out pretty well, all things considered. I was given...
It did.
I was given Ansenia, the goddess of sanity, a minor god in D&D lore, and Loki from Norse mythology. So that I built a pantheon around those 2. Disclaimer, you may recognize some of these names and domains from official D&D lore or Norse myth, but forget everything you know about them. We've taken those gods you know and love, dumped them all into a glass jar, and shook them up until they fit our needs. So here's how the Pantheon is as our characters and the other players would know it. In the beginning, there was Chaos, a being or concept that would become known as a Nord, the dark backdrop that encompasses all of creation and the chaos that sparked it. From a Nord came the forces, strength, intelligence, and magic, also known as body, mind, and soul. These beings created life to populate the worlds that a Nord had created, beginning with the gods. Our pantheon includes 2 distinct entities, the major gods and the minor gods. The major gods were all created by a singular force, with 2 exceptions. Amara, the Raven Queen, goddess of death, and Libalis, the one-eyed god of time. They were created by a Nord themselves. Those beings created by the forces include the following. Those created by strength, Kord, the Stormlord, god of storms and battle, and Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon, god of justice and creator of the metallic dragons. Those created by intelligence include Ioun, the all-seeing eye, goddess of knowledge and prophecy and skill, and the twins of the mind, Cyric, god of madness and insanity, and Insenia, goddess of sanity and reason. Those created by magic include Mystra, the Weave Guide, goddess of magic and the moon, Pelor, the Dawnfather, god of the sun, healing and harvest, and Melora, the Wild Mother, goddess of the wilderness and sea. The minor gods were created by 2 forces, and their siblings, those created by the same force, have a certain degree of control over them. The minor gods of strength and intelligence include such wonderful characters as Vecna, god of secrets and lies, and Bane, goddess of darkness and terror.
Wonderful.
Yeah, no, you don't want to talk to those guys. Man. From strength and magic came Thor, god of the sky and lightning, and Arathis, goddess of civilization and invention. And finally, from magic and intelligence come Loki, god of mischief, trickery, and chaos, and Avandra, goddess of luck, adventure, and freedom. That's all of them. There's a lot.
We took the gods Thor and Loki, and they do not have any of the structure of Norse, but the domains only.
Yeah.
Only the domains.
Yeah, we ignored everything else. Anyway, there's another major thing that happened with the gods. So, listen, gods everywhere, no matter what, will mess up the world. In this world, there was a large conflict that bled into the mortal realm in between the gods. It was called the Gods' War, because they're not creative. I'm not creative enough to come up with a better title for it. Listen, it was complicated, things happened, the world nearly ended, Cyric killed Mystra, some mortals banished Cyric, and the minor gods all sided with Cyric against their will, and now gods are not allowed to actually be on the mortal plane. It was nearly 2,000 years ago. Doesn't matter. Except, kind of really does, as Cyric was the big bad evil guy in our last campaign. And they totally killed him. This definitely does not have any consequences whatsoever. Also, there was the Loki problem. Do I need to explain the Loki problem?
Yeah, I think we do need to explain the Loki problem. Because that's a big part of last campaign and what our characters know, and probably won't explain a lot of when you listen to this because they already know it. And it also will affect things that will happen in this next campaign. So the Loki problem. So we mentioned earlier that certain gods have certain control over other gods. Well, Cyric had a certain amount of control over Loki, which means he was the one who convinced him to convince the other minor gods to join that side. And when the other gods wanted to punish the losing side, Loki stood up and was like, yo, I convinced them all, just punished me. And they were like, yeah, okay, we're going to do that, but we're going to make it really bad for you. We're going to lock you up in some nondescript place
in a prison somewhere
that no one will ever be able to find again, and we're going to mass genocide all your followers.
It's a bit more complicated than that, but yeah,
that's the boiled down version.
Generally, that's what happened.
Without Bahamut's
consent or knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Loki was locked up for 2,000 years mortal time. And in that time, he was starving. But before he got locked up, his siblings, Thor and Avandra, were able to sneak 3 godly items onto the mortal plane that he could see through. So that happened, and through that, hijinks occurred. He somehow got himself into a stone statue that became mortal, got stuck in that.
If you want more information about that, there's like 66,000 words written about it.
There's a whole book about this. Maybe we'll drop it later. Maybe we won't. Anyways, a lot happened. Met a wonderful woman, Angelite, the mother of Cynthia and Kaysen.
Also your character from last campaign.
Also my character from last campaign. But got trapped in some mines, forgot he was a god, came out, was like, I only know my mortal life, remembered that he was a god, and then fought Cyric. And the gods were alerted that he was on the mortal plane, which should not be allowed anymore.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important.
Yeah. That's fun. Cool. Anything else from last campaign?
I don't think any major events, really.
Other than you guys murdering a god.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's kind of important.
We did mention that earlier, though.
Yeah, we did. We did kill Cyric. Not that that's going to have any consequences.
Did you want to talk about the family tree thing that's kind of relevant, I guess?
Yeah, let's talk about that. The family tree is important to know because we'll be throwing around a lot of names. So let's start with Twix's parents. Twix's parents are Wildfire the Fireman and Oreo Edis, right?
Edis.
Eat this.
Yes. Oreo. Eat this.
Their oldest is Ifrit, and then Twix is the middle, played by Liza, and then Phoenix is their youngest. Next we have Gwen, who married Helios Leto. Gwen had a mystery child. Don't know who that is. And then Ollie, played by Abby, is the oldest of Helios's kids. Swift and Helios Jr. follow suit. Next we have Merlin Everest and Vaga. No last name available.
He was an orphan.
Yeah, he's a mega orphan. Then they created Zelia, played by McKenna. And now we have Gabrielle Lindhart, who married King Ezra Kavanaugh.
Marrying up.
Yep. They had Esmond, played by Justin. And 3 younger siblings of Esmond are Lacey, Oliver, and Angel. So important thing to know about King Ezra Kavanaugh is he's actually the half uncle of Angelite Bakuler, who got together with Loki. She knew him as Taz. And they had 3 kids, Cynthia, played by Emily, one of the twins, and Kaysen, played by CJ, and they have a younger sister named Max. So they could potentially be in line for the throne, but they don't really want that to happen for obvious reasons.
Would you have told us that?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
I need you to be afraid of things. And then last but not least, we have Morph, who married Agula Majores, and they had 9 whole kids.
So many children.
Yeah. Vario, who you'll meet, Torna, Robin, Tweety, and Kiwi, who are triplets, and Kiwi is played by none other than Madison. And then they have Buo and Cisne, and then the twins, Perico. Yeah, Perico and Petito. And that is the who's who. Except I guess Sean, whose father is Angry Josh, who is a guard to King Ezra Kavanaugh.
These people are important because we are playing a Descendants campaign. They are characters from last campaign that are directly related to the characters from this campaign.
Yep.
So that's fun.
And we'll throw around names like Morph would totally do that, or nah, that reminds me of Gabrielle. Just know that these are the people they're related to.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, did we mention who we are?
We didn't.
I guess we better do that now,
Should
huh?
put that at the beginning.
Now, let's put it right now.
Just at the end.
Yeah, at the end. The big reveal of who we are. Hi, I'm Hallie, and I will be your DM for this, and I am one half of a lore keeper.
I'm Emily. I was the DM for last campaign, and I also edit the podcast, so I'm the other half of the lore keeper.
Yay! We're so grateful that she can edit podcasts. I think at this point we're going to put the character descriptions of each player.
We're going to have each player introduce their characters now. Hi, I'm Emily. I will be playing Cynthia, a 22-year-old semi-demigod wizard who, at some point in their childhood, her and her twin got kicked out of Rogue Capital and am never allowed back. Because that's the kind of person I am.
I am CJ. I'm playing Kason, a 22-year-old male semi-demigod thing, who is an artificer. And one interesting thing about them is that they speak Dwarvish, and Cynthia doesn't. Shove it, Cynthia.
Flipping you off in the background.
The end.
Hi, I'm Abby. I play Ollie. He is a 21-and-a-half-year-old one-armed fire genasi ranger. He's an Aquarius, and it's rare that you'll see him without his trusty sidekick Nugget, a 3-year-old Gemini moose with a personality as big as he is. A fun fact about Ollie is that he has several non-traditional tattoos that were most definitely given to him as the result of a lost bet.
Hey everyone, this is Justin, and I play Esmond Kavanaugh in this campaign. Esmond is a 19-year-old male variant Aasimar cleric. Something you guys should know about Esmond is he is the Prince of Mavana, and he is the next in line for the throne. But he is also a follower of Loki, thanks to his mother.
Hi, I'm Liza. I'm playing Twix, a chaotic neutral blue fire genasi monk. This hecka buff cutie is a Sagittarius, and her blood type is B positive. She's an optimistic ambivert who likes food, good vibes, acrobatics, and punching stuff. She grew up on an island of fire genasi, but she was the only blue one, and she likes that. She's besties with Ollie and is almost always by his side. Her favorite color is pink, and she hates soup.
Hi, I'm McKenna. I play Zelia. She's a 17-year-old female tiefling rogue. Some fun facts about me are that I like to cut my own hair, mostly because I don't trust anyone behind me with any sort of sharp instrument whatsoever. I like to act like I'm not afraid of anything, but I'm actually very afraid from all the stories that my mother's told me about her past. I'm always tracing shadows to make sure I can see what is making them. And I like to help my best friends pull pranks.
Hi, this is Madison. I play Kiwi in the campaign, and she's a changeling sorceress. One fun fact about her is she scrapbooks about all the enemies she's fought.
Hi, once again, I am Hallie. I am the DM for this campaign that we are doing right here. I'm a Gemini, and and I like warm, fluffy socks and the strawberry flavors and peach flavors. And my favorite color is this weird light purple blue. The end.